I'm fine, thank you.
Hi, where are you, Arjun Devjyoti?
I'm in France.
You're with France?
I'm in France. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
Normandy.
yeah. You're
Okay.
beautiful. It's
Yeah,
good to see you.
nice to see you. It's later than it is for you.
Yes. Okay, we need some more beautiful faces.
Yep. Fill up this room.
We need to fill up the room, and we've got a big room. Mhm. Please come, please come. Welcome, welcome everyone.
Hi, Siri Swami.
Where's Siri Swami?
She's here. She doesn't have her face.
Hi, Satnam. Hi.
Oh, hi, Siri Swami. How are you?
Good, Mukta. Hi, Emily.
Satnam.
Did you invite your students?
No, I have different students. No,
Oh,
thank you.
oh, yeah, they were great.
They were.
I'm sure this class is just as good.
Thanks.
It's great. It's good what you're doing.
You too, Mukta.
Okay, please come in. Hey, does everybody have water? Bring your water. Siri Swami, you still in Texas?
Yeah, still here.
What city?
Converse. But I'll be coming out to SB for some graduations. Maybe I can drop by for a cup of tea.
Yeah, okay, definitely let me know.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, please come in. It's so nice to be able to do these classes. Thank God for Zoom. What did we do before Zoom?
Really? I know, it's so nice to be able to see everybody just whenever.
Yeah. Okay. What brings you to this class? What are people's interest? You could just shout it out. Yeah, you have to unmute. There you go.
I'm curious. I'm interested in the whole super health and helping people around me with addictions, and also just learning more about what you guys are proposing, because I think it's wonderful. So
Yeah.
Great.
I mean,
It's, you know, the teachings are amazing. There's always more and more and more to learn, to experience, to do, to teach. It's endless. Satnam. Hi. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where do we find you?
Right now, I'm on a farm in Saskatchewan, and we are having extreme weather.
Oh,
Blizzard.
blizzard. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
You're not done with winter yet.
We are not done. This seems to happen all the time. We get a little tease and then bang, like at least a few more big storms before we're done.
Hey, wow.
Oh.
Well, stay warm.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so let us get started. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Mukta. I'm the director of SuperHealth, and we're here with Emily, who
Hi.
works with SuperHealth, and she'll be teaching. And anything that you need, questions you have, just please feel free to ask us. Okay. So let us begin. Emily's going to tune us in, and then we'll get started.
So everyone with your palms together, sit tall. Your chest is up, your chin is pushed in, elongate the back of your neck. And please make sure you stay on mute, but tune in with me. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Ad Gurena Me, Jugad Gurena Me, Sat Gurena Me, Siddhi Gurudeva Me, Ad Gurena Me, Jugad Gurena Me, Sat Gurena Me, Siddhi Gurudeva Me, Ad Gurena Me, Jugad Gurena Me, Sat Gurena Me, Siddhi Gurudeva Me. Welcome everyone, Satnam.
Satnam, thank you. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for coming to this class, Kundalini Yoga and Meditation for Addiction Recovery and Mental Health. I just wanted to share with you how this came to be and the whole topic about mental health and our focusing on that as well as addiction. So as I think all of you know, for many, many years, SuperHealth has been focused on drug addiction and substances, as well as behavioral. And we've done that for many, many years. We will always do that. That's our flagship. We have excellent teachings, excellent success rate, and that's our little baby. But then what happened was things are changing. Things are changing in the world. COVID happened and the impact on that, and the whole shift in the age of Aquarius. We're on the cusp. We're not quite in Aquarius full time. We're not still in Pisces. We're on this cusp. And so many things are happening that propel, what should I say, mental health issues, depression, stress, anxiety, grief, all these loneliness. I think what happened with COVID, nobody saw that coming. And yet all of us were affected at exactly the same time in the same way. We were all thrust into being alone. With what? With our computers. And so for 4 years this went on. And so anyway, we all know what that what that generated. And it's a whole generation of people that were basically being brought up alone with their computer, with just one or two other people maybe in their life. But that had an effect. It definitely had an effect on how people were feeling, how they were feeling about themselves. What were they, tuning into on their computer? What are they listening to? What are they watching? Who are they interacting with? And so we have this now with a whole generation that are spending a lot of time on their devices, on their phone, on their computer, maybe as much as 8 hours a day. So if you figure it, well, how many hours in the day are there? If I go to school and then I work for a few hours, and 8 hours a day, that's almost my waking day. If I'm not in school or at work, I'm on my device. So, and it's happening to all of us. We're all affected in this way. So I think what I at least want to do is bring it back to some kind of balance. It's like skewed in a way that may not be completely healthy for people, and just to get back to that balance. How about 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day? Bring it back to that balance and interaction, family interaction. How about going outside, doing a sport, going for a walk, going for a hike, doing something with your family, with your friends, and, just that interaction. So I wanted to share with you how this basically came about. And I think mental health and addiction are both areas that are extremely important, especially today. It covers the full gamut, but that's what the needs are. And the beauty of it is that's with the teachings. We have these amazing teachings that work and are so effective for each of these conditions, for depression, for loneliness, for anxiety, for insomnia, for all these things. And so not to collect dust with these teachings, but bring them out, use them, teach them, have them help people in their day-to-day life. It's amazing. And it's no accident that we've been given this. It's like I don't want to use the word inherit, because we worked for this in some way. Karmically, we earned it. We earned this. But there's no free ride. We all have to, take this to heart. And even if you just start communicating with a family member and opening that up, or as a parent, if your child is on the phone for, you think, too many hours in the day, just talk, communicate. That's the best thing that we could do, is keep the lines of communication open. Just talk, be honest. No judgment, but be honest. And because again, parents, adults, we're doing the same thing. It's not like somebody is better or worse. We're all doing it. Let's talk about it and get some balance going. All right. So that's where we're at today. How Kundalini Yoga works, it's like this perfect system that we are many of us are teachers that we're learning, we use in our life, that incorporates many different facets. One, it incorporates the breath. The breath is your breath of life. The way you breathe affects your state of mind. We have breath of fire for energizing breath. We have long, deep breathing for calming, cooling breath. Satali pranayama through the curled tongue for a very cooling breath. You have the breath of life. We have a physical posture. A physical posture is angular. So let's say a position is like at the heart center, right? This is going to go to my heart. If I breathe like this, it's 60 degrees. It's not this. It's not this. It's this. If it's 60 degrees, do 60 degrees. Not this, unless it is hands overhead. So each one is completely different, and each one is going to have a different focus on different body part of where you're focusing on. As you apply the breath, you're increasing the circulation in that area. So let's say it's 60 degrees. I'm going to do breath of fire. This is going to focus on my heart. This is going to open this. This is going to turn arrogance or ignorance into wisdom or knowledge. That's the transference of it with the breath of fire. The last thing we incorporate is a mantra. Satnam, 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 Satnam. Whatever the mantra is. Could be Waheguru, could be Satnam, Satnam. But what that's doing is mentally, it's keeping me focused. Mentally, it's like a meditation. So rather than me keep thinking, oh, my arms are hurting, when is this going to be over? I don't like this exercise. I do like this exercise. No, Satnam, 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 Satnam. You just keep the mantra. It cuts through all that talk, that mental talk. I like this. I don't like this. What am I going to do after yoga class? And blah, blah, blah. All that chatter. So you're working on the mind. You're working on your breath, you're increasing circulation, and you're working on a physical posture in the body, a physical organ or area of the body that you're energizing. That's why it's so effective. Effective for what? In this time that we're living under tremendous amount of stress, unlike anything that we've ever experienced before. You know, back in the old days, they used to have, some of you may not even know, they used to have a post box, you know, a post box where you'd actually write a letter and you would put it in the mail. Some of you young people may not even know that. But yeah, in the old days, that's how it used to be. So you'd put it in the mailbox and at least you wouldn't have to deal with it for maybe a week or two, right? Before that person would get it, and then they would respond to you, and then you would write back. So you were at least okay for maybe 2 weeks. Now it's not like that. Forget about the post box. Those are ancient history. Now it's email or text. And boom, the answer is right back at your face. There's no time. There's no space. What happened to the 2 weeks? We don't even have 1 week. We don't even have a day. It's immediate, but that's stressful. And you have, and we have all these things going, a text from her and a text from him and an email and you know, it's like too much. The nervous system can't take it. It overloads the nervous system. It's not normal. It's not natural. We need that space for healthy living. And unless we make that effort, that space isn't going to come. It's just going to keep bombarding us. And you know what? Whenever you hear that ding of the text message, oh, right? It's like, and then you pretend that you're not looking, right? Because you don't want to be rude to the person. So you hear the ding, and then it's like, you know, you pretend you're not looking, but you know you are, and so do they. Because it's all consuming. It's taking over our lives. It's just a phone message. It's just a ding. And we all do it. We all do it. So shut the phone off and give yourself a little bit of space. We deserve it and we need it. But it's not going to be given to us unless we make that effort to just be, you know, have a little bit of distance from it. And so we have stress that we're dealing with, this fast-paced world that we're living in. And the other thing is inflammation. Have you heard of inflammation, chronic inflammation? Usually, if you have a physical ailment, many, many, many times, if you trace it back, boom, inflammation. It's coming from inflammation, and it affects so many parts of our body. Our hip, our leg, our shin, our knee, our ankle is out of this. What are you eating? What are you drinking? All that also could get healed. That inflammation could get calmed down. Inflammation is a hot energy. It's hot. The body's got to calm down, cool off, relax. Stop being crazy. Stop being nutty. Just stop. And many of these things could be worked through with food. So I'm going to start eating foods that are good for inflammation. Turmeric is excellent. And there's whole recipes and diets, we have. That's easy. But turmeric is an excellent food for that inflammation to calm down. Celery juice is another thing that's for nervous system strength, that's going to counter that hot energy. There's these wonderful, simple things, and they're not complicated. A lot of you are yogis. What breath would you do if you're working, do Satali Pranayam with the curled tongue. Do that for 2 minutes. Do long, deep breathing. It's like the nostrils are a perfect thermostat. You close off your right, you have left nostril breathing, calming, cooling. You close off your left, you breathe through the right, it's heat producing, energizing. Together you have the perfect breath. And so if you want to be calmed and cool down, I'm going to close my right nostril and just breathe for a few minutes out of my left nostril. It's a science, so think it through. It's not hard. Think it through. We could be our own healers for ourselves. So all this makes sense. And this is the times that we're upon. Things are just going so fast. They're going so quickly, and nothing is stopping anytime soon. It just isn't, unless you as an individual look at your schedule, look how, what you're doing. Maybe you're perfectly fine. Maybe it's okay. Or maybe the devices are interfering in your sleep. Maybe the devices are interfering in, I don't even go outside anymore. Take a look at anything and see what you want to do. Maybe you want to start talking to your family members, or just, hey, how you doing? You want to go for a walk? Or, just that extension. Because otherwise, it's just more of the same. And probably a lot more of the same. And that's where we are, just as a general super overview. But the beauty is we're all together. Each one of us, how I see it, is amazing. There's no accident that each one of us is here. Each one of us has a destiny to hold these teachings, to use them in your own life, and then to share them with another. How great is that? Okay, I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to start moving a little bit. I'm going to turn this over to Emily. Thank you.
All right, everyone, Satnam. I'm Emily. We're going to be doing some yoga together. Is there anyone here that is completely new to Kundalini Yoga? Can you just wave to me or write something in the chat? I'm taking that as a no. So let's all get to our yoga space. And it's going to start out in rock pose. If rock pose doesn't work for you, you can take easy pose. Okay, so hands are going to be interlaced. They're going to be out all the way parallel to the floor. We're going to inhale and pump the arms 3 times. Hold the inhale. 1 and 2 and 3 and exhale. Inhale, hold the breath. 1 and 2 and 3 and exhale. Inhale, hold the breath. Do your 3 pumps. And arms back to parallel on the exhale. And just continue with that. Last one. When your arms come back to parallel, hold in your breath. And exhale, release. You can put your arms down for a moment. Let's take some deep breaths here. Now it's the same idea, but it's 10 arm pumps on one, excuse me, on one inhale. So it's like this. You inhale, hold the breath. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and exhale. So same thing, but just 10 arm pumps in the middle. Last round. To end, hold your arms straight, parallel to the floor. Inhale. Holding the breath, pull the root lock, pushing the energy up. And exhale. Come to lying all the way on your back. And you're gonna have your hands behind your head in Venus lock. So it's like you're making a little pillow for your head. The hands are behind the neck. As you inhale, raise your left leg up 2 feet. And just hold it there. Point the toes. And breathing. Raised left leg straight, inhale. And hold it. And exhale. Now, same thing on the other side with your right leg. Raise it 2 feet up off the floor. And holding that right leg, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Come to seated. We have a pranayama series. So from easy pose, you'll take your right hand, my right hand, cover the right nostril with your thumb, and just long left nostril breathing. Deep inhales and exhales through the left. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Now your Jupiter finger, your index finger, your pointer finger of the right hand is going to cover the left nostril. And we're going to do long, deep breathing through the right side. Inhale, hold. And exhale. Come lying all the way on your back again. It's stretch pose. Legs together, toes pointed. Raise the head, heels, and arms 6 inches from the ground. Look at your toes. Stretch the arms out, pointing the fingers toward the toes, and breath of fire. And if you want to, you don't want to do both legs, or if you want to do one leg at a time just to get that strength, you can do that too. Inhale. Exhale completely. Pull the root lock. Inhale and relax. So now on your back, you're going to bring in the knees and like hug the knees to your chest from your back. They could be, your knees could be far away from each other. Whatever you have to do to get these knees hugged in, wherever it is good. And curl up. Try to put your head between your knees, even if you don't get there. It's a breath of fire from down here. Inhale, hug the knees, hold the breath. Exhale, relax everything down, and you're going to come to seated for life nerve stretch. Both legs out to the front. You're going to grab hold of your, if you can, get your toe, maybe your ankle, your shin, wherever you can make contact with here. Sit up tall and exhale, fold forward. Breathing long and deep. Your legs all the way to the floor, your back all the way to the floor, lying back, one last exercise. Stretch pose with the legs down. So raise the head 12 inches off the ground. Lift, the arms are forward and parallel like stretch pose. No legs. Focus at the third eye point and breath of fire. And now you can let it all go. Lie yourself all the way down to the floor. We're going to do a mini relaxation and relax. Pulling in the knees. Rock and roll all the way back up to seated. Nice. Satnam, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions about anything? Okay. So we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the immersion that's coming up in May. And we are going to include a significant amount of mental health material in this course, just because it's relevant to today's times. It's needed. Loneliness, social isolation, depression, insomnia, anxiety, as well as, of course, drug abuse and all, so many of the new drugs on the scene. So whatever is relevant for today, what's going on, what are issues today that people are dealing with, that's what we are addressing. Relationships and a lot with early childhood trauma. Talking about the root. What's the root cause of all this stuff? People are angry. People are insecure. People are rejected. Where does it come from? We're not born this way. Something happens. Things happen. Things happen in life. And many times that grows into what we call the root cause of some unhappiness or unfulfillment, or, and mostly it's with early childhood, 3 years old, 7 years old, young people. They're impressionable. And so the beauty about Kundalini Yoga, what I love about it, I've worked with a lot of people over many years, and people have very serious issues, not so serious, and everything in between. But the beauty of it is there's a way out. That's what I love about it. There's a way out to recalibrate the brain. If it's wired in a way that, let's say, is not really of full self-love. Let's say, you know, you become your own enemy, and that's how you're wired. You hate yourself. There's a way out of that. We could reprogram that. There's a way out of everything: anger, fear, rejection, insecurity. And they're all sisters. They're all related. How could you separate out rejection from fear? They're all related. Do this Kriya, do this breath, clean up your diet. All these things working together is going to, and rather quickly actually, an expedited healing process to move forward. Okay, these things happen. We can't go backwards. We can't go, you know, back into the past. But what we can do is allow ourselves, through the teachings, through the practice, to have a beautiful way forward. And we all deserve that. We have the right for that. That's what this course is about. You experience these teachings and then get out there, teach, share, even just to use it in your own life or just to know about it. So if something comes up with a person that you're working with, you have something to give them. That's what's so beautiful about it. There's a way out. The food, the yoga, the mantra, the chanting, the breathing, the sadhana, the sangha, the camaraderie, the community, friendships. It's beautiful and it's very specific. It's not just thrown together. It's very, very specific. It's a science. And that's what I love about it. So whoever is dealing with whatever, there's a way out of every block. God, look at that great juice. You could just see the energy, see the healing principles of the quality of healing. Celery is great for your nervous system. Beets, the red color of your blood, they're a blood purifier. Orange juice, vitamin C, energizing. So the foods, the blends, the therapeutic juice blends, they each have a particular formula for healing and to detox the system, restore to good health. Right? The manuals are awesome. I don't know if you could see them. Maybe we could show them to you. But we spent a long time organizing the teachings in such a way that they're coordinated. Like, you know, let's say, for instance, Yogi Bhajan talked in a particular lecture about alcohol. And then maybe 3 weeks later, he talked again about further information about alcohol, and then another lecture. But they were like all over the place. One was here and one was there. So what we did is we brought them all together and we organized, okay, this is all that he said about alcohol. Not that you have to go, and you don't have to do it. They're all in the manual. They're all organized. We've done that. Whether it's alcohol, whether it's eating disorders, whether it's opioids or smoking, it's all perfectly organized, easy use, so you could read it and understand what are the teachings, what he said about it. And then the other manual has, okay, what kriya, what meditation, what mantra, what breath. So you have the information on his perspective yogically on, let's say, for instance, alcohol. And then you have, okay, this is a meditation he gave. This is a kriya. This is a food. This is a juice. So you have everything at your fingertips. This is probably, it's gold. I helped write it and I use it all the time. It's all in there. So it just makes having access to this information really easy. We shouldn't have to run here and go there and you know, it's nice that it's all in 2 simple manuals. And it's priceless. These teachings are amazing. You know, he gave them to us for today and for tomorrow. Touching the human spirit. Work from your heart. Whatever you're doing with somebody, work from your heart. That person will know if you're speaking out of compassion or whether you're just analyzing them in your head or judging them. And if you are, they'll run away. And you know what? They should. But if you speak from your heart, they'll be with you forever. They'll trust you. So that, you know, everything is so significant. And yet it's not difficult. It's important, but it's not difficult. Does anyone have any questions? I know we've said a lot of things.
I had a
Wait.
question.
Yeah.
They're both, sorry. I had a question about the Kriya that we just did. What was for? What was the Kriya that we just tried before?
You have to unmute, Emily.
I'll find the name of the Kriya for you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, Sarah wants it to.
Okay.
It was good.
Great. Good. And it was very effective, even in a short time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of it, is that it all works. And you don't have to, if you don't have time, you don't have to do a long Kriya to get an effect. They're nice if you have the time, but otherwise 20 minutes could really make an effect.
Yeah, so I'm dealing with a back thing right now that just came up kind of suddenly, and I was actually able to do that. So thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's great.
I had to modify stretch to one leg at a time, but yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I put the Kriya in the chat. I'm going to put the link for the immersion training in the chat. It's on 3 alternating weekends online. There are replays. And like Mukta said, we're covering a lot of new material this time. We're adding in mental health. And you can get 40 CEUs for this training if you're a yoga teacher. And there's a lot of other boards that take CEUs from this training too. So check that out. It's like a big group experience. There's a lot of people in the group, and you get to have discussions with a big group and you have discussions with a small group. You really bond with people and get their story. And then you're learning all about where addiction comes from and mental health issues, what the root of that is, and then all these specific practices to help people and help yourself. And a lot of people take it because they're a teacher or some kind of helper in life, and they think they're going to help other people with it, but then they realize like they needed it. They needed the training for themselves.
Yeah.
We usually hear.
And it's interesting because many people take it more than once, which I always think is so cool. Because, you know, if that happens, where you do take it more than once, you get a whole different experience. It's just very different. It's, you know, many times people say they go deeper, or, you know, and of course the class is different with different people in it. So anyway, if anyone has any questions further about that, please feel free just to ask us.
Starting. Go ahead.
What was the price? Is it in here? And do you guys have any payment plans? Like right now, our Canadian dollar is like, you know, it's not even 70 cents on the dollar. So yeah, it's a little hard to pay for things these days.
I know. I hear you. And people have told us that too.
Okay.
It's $800, and the payment plan is $200 a month for 4 months.
Okay, that's reasonable. I could probably swing that. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want people to come or not come based on finance.
Right.
I mean, I know it's realistic. We live in the world, we need that, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a longing in your heart, if this rings true in any way, money is a medium. It will follow what your heart is telling you. It's not controlling it. It will
Right.
follow that longing, that intuition. So trust that. If that's coming through, money will follow. Don't worry about that. And it always, always, always happens. And we will work with people because we don't want to give it that much power
Right.
over. If you long for that experience, then go for it.
Yeah, where I'm living, and conceivably, like I'm working to arrange to be like in the warm for the winter, because the cold is really killing me. But at least 6 months of the year I'll be here, and I don't even think we have any Kundalini yoga teachers at all anymore. Like, I think I'm it.
You're it.
I'm it. And where I'm working at getting off the farm and into the city. But I mean, other than online teaching, we have so many days during the winter where like I'm just stranded out here. Like today I had all these things to do and I can't get anywhere. Like, and it just happens. So yeah. And I see this in, just everyone around me, even my own family members and people that I know who are like really, you think, oh man, they're like rock solid, but they're struggling. People are struggling. And my own experience with this practice was that, I didn't realize that I wasn't experiencing joy in my life, but it was actually the very first Kundalini yoga class that I took. It was like, oh, wow, that's, oh, right. And I think that like, it's something that Gabor Mate actually talks about, that as humans, we, we're wired for joy. But I think so many of us aren't getting it. And we're not experiencing it. We've almost forgotten what that feels like. And I think once you feel it, then you can start tapping into, okay, I like that. Yeah. So I think this is really timely and really needed. And I thank you so much for offering it. Sadhna.
Thank you.
Okay, well, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for coming, and just being together is so nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah, people of like minds, people of support, no matter where they are, how old they are, what generation they are, it doesn't matter. Just people of like mind and what I call siblings of destiny.
No, it's a nice way to put it. Yeah.
Okay, so how about
shine upon you, oh love, surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide
all feel the love of God within our heart. May we learn to function through our compassion, through our intuition, through our generosity. Peace to all, love to all, light to all. Thank you for coming today, being together as a family.